Qui-Gon Jinn was a Jedi Master, known for his independent spirit and willingness to challenge the Jedi Code when morally necessary. Though skilled enough for the Jedi High Council, renegade reputation kept him from joining an offer he deliberately refused. In 44 BBY, he took Obi-Wan Kenobi as his Padawan, forging a bond marked by philosophical disagreement and deep mutual respect. Kenobi frequently saw his master defy the Council, yet admired his unwavering conviction. Unlike most Jedi, Jinn believed strongly in the prophecy of the Chosen One. When he discovered Anakin Skywalker, a boy born without a father, he became convinced this was the prophesied individual destined to bring balance to the Force. Despite the Council's concerns about Skywalker's uncertain and potentially dangerous future, Jinn refused to yield to their fears. During the Battle of Naboo, Jinn and Kenobi confronted Darth Maul. Separated during combat, Jinn faced the Sith Lord alone and was mortally wounded. Though Kenobi defeated Maul, he arrived too late to save his master. Jinn became one with the Force. But before he took his last breath, Jinn made Kenobi promise to train Anakin, the boy from Tatooine, whom he believed to be the Chosen One.
Even PL was born on Lanok, a mid-rim planet plagued by war and political turmoil. His Force sensitivity was discovered when he was young, and his parents sent him to the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, hoping to spare him a life of hardship. Unlike most Jedi, PL started his training later than usual and retained his homeworld's blunt, direct manner of speaking. As a Padawan, he helped troubled civilians and learned firsthand about suffering in the galaxy. He eventually returned to Lanok, where seeing the struggles of his people gave him a deeper sense of purpose. During that visit, he fought terrorists, likely the Red Yarrow, and though he won, he lost an eye and gained severe facial scars, which he considered badges of honor. Between 40 BBY and 32 BBY, when the Jedi became involved in a conflict between Syrinx Prime and Vakura, PL participated in discussions about ending the hostilities, though he wasn't sent to the front lines. After the Battle of Geonosis, the Clone Wars erupted across the galaxy. Following a bombing on Cato Neimoidia, Obi-Wan Kenobi investigated and reported his findings to the Jedi Council, including the emergence of Count Dooku's apprentice, Asajj Ventress. This prompted the Senate to pass the Jedi Military Integration Act, making Jedi officers in the Grand Army of the Republic. Even PL became a Jedi general and commanded a fleet group that included Captain Wilhuff Tarkin, a former Republic officer. Though Tarkin was skeptical of Jedi military leadership due to past failures, he maintained professional respect for PL. The two became trusted partners, protecting Republic territories and intelligence. In 20 BBY, PL and Tarkin were sent to locate the Nexus Route, a hyperspace path connecting the core worlds to Separatist territory that could allow direct attacks on Coruscant. They successfully found it, but on their return voyage, their Star Destroyer was ambushed by a Separatist fleet. To protect the coordinates, PL erased the ship's records, and he and Tarkin each memorized half of the route. When Separatist droids boarded the ship, PL fought back, but was eventually forced to surrender along with Tarkin and several clone officers. The prisoners were taken to Lola Sayu and imprisoned in the Citadel, a maximum security facility designed to hold rogue Jedi. On Lola Sayu, PL, Tarkin, and clone officers were imprisoned in the Citadel under the cruel warden O.C. Sobek, who tortured PL for the Nexus route coordinates. Resisting, PL endured electrocution and threats. A rescue team led by Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, and Ahsoka Tano infiltrated the Citadel, neutralized Sobek's droids, and freed PL. Splitting up to rescue Tarkin and the clones, they used explosives, ventilation shafts, and reprogrammed battle droids to fight their way out. When Sobek threatened the clones to force PL to surrender his half of the intel, he refused, ensuring the Nexus route information remained secure. After being freed by R2-D2, PL and the team reached the Citadel's landing pad but were attacked by droids and stabs. Their shuttle was destroyed, forcing them to escape into the caves below. PL contacted Windu and Yoda, who sent Plo Koon's fleet for extraction. Despite losing clone officers and facing attacks from droids and Anuba hounds, PL kept morale high as they navigated toward the rescue point. As the group fled through the caves, PL used Skywalker, Kenobi, and R2 to distract howling Anuba hounds, allowing the others to escape. Ambushed by crab droids, PL and Ahsoka fought them off, but an Anuba later injured him fatally. Before dying, PL entrusted Ahsoka with his half of the Nexus route intel, making her responsible for delivering it to the Jedi Council. Tera Sinube became a Jedi Master by 231 BBY, serving as Marshal of a Jedi outpost on Dara. When Nihil pirates attacked the nearby planet Cyclor, he dispatched the renowned Jedi Master Porter Engle to lead the defense. Sinube became famous as a Jedi investigator with unmatched expertise in Coruscant's criminal underworld. His deep connection to the Force enabled him to solve cases more efficiently than even experienced security officers. Decades before the invasion of Naboo, he led the Hawkbat clan of younglings, including future notables Dooku and Sifo Dyas. He traveled to Sereno with Grandmaster Yoda and other Jedi to assist during an incident involving the young Sifo Dyas. In 86 BBY, Sinube took Zangarera as his Padawan. By the following year, he earned a seat on the Jedi High Council, where he attended significant ceremonies including Master K-Tree's funeral and Sari Junda's knighting after the Battle of Ontotho. Sinube eventually stepped down from the council. Tera Sinube continued mentoring Ahsoka Tano, once overseeing a training exercise where she battled advanced remotes simulating battle droids. In 20 BBY, he volunteered his astromech droid, M5BZ, for a critical mission to infiltrate a Separatist dreadnought and retrieve an encryption module disrupting Republic communications. Tsunube also trained younglings at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. He was present during the duel between fallen Padawan Barisafi and Anakin Skywalker, prepared to intervene if necessary to protect the students, though his assistance ultimately wasn't required. By 9 BBY, Taro Tsunube had been killed and his petrified body was entombed at Fortress Inquisitorius on the moon Nur. When Obi-Wan Kenobi infiltrated the base to rescue Princess Leia, he discovered Tsunube's corpse among many other fallen Jedi, horrifying the hell out of him. In 20 BBY, Jedi Master Tiplar was deployed with her twin sister Tipli and Anakin Skywalker to capture a separatist space station orbiting Ringo Vinda. During the battle, Tiplar saw Clone Trooper Tup approaching and assumed he was coming to assist. Without warning, Tup raised his blaster and shot her at point-blank range, killing her instantly. Tipli witnessed the murder and rushed to her sister's side, but Tiplar was already gone. Skywalker immediately ordered Tup sent to Kamino for investigation to determine what had caused the seemingly inexplicable malfunction. Tipli was a red-skinned humanoid woman who lived during the rise of the Empire era. She and her twin sister were both Force-sensitive and brought into the Jedi Order for training as younglings. Years after the Battle of Naboo, Tipli attended a class taught by Jedi Master Taro Tsunube that was interrupted when Padawan Anakin Skywalker appeared to be force-choked by an invisible attacker. She and her sister eventually achieved the rank of Jedi Master. Tipli carried a blue-bladed lightsaber throughout her time in the Order. Sometime after her sister, Tiplar, was killed, Tipli traveled to Ord Mantell with 3 other Jedi to search for clues to the whereabouts of Darth Maul. She later led the hunt for Maul alongside Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, tracing him to a Mandalorian outpost. There, the Jedi encountered the Zabrak Sith, who, with support from Count Dooku, drew them into a fierce confrontation. During the ensuing battle, Tipli was killed. Akhtar Veb was a Mon Calamari Jedi Padawan trained by Kit Fisto. During a mission to Galgus, he killed a dangerous creature threatening villagers in Mace Windu, but was reprimanded by both Jedi Masters for not seeking peace first. He later joined them on a diplomatic mission to Tortoise regarding ancient ruins exploration. When the Clone Wars heated up, Kit Fisto got pulled away to handle other missions, leaving Veb to finish his Jedi training on his own. Like a lot of Jedi at the time, Veb was rushed through to Knight status faster than he should have been because the Republic desperately needed more warriors. But Veb made the best of it. He became an excellent Force healer, patching up wounded clone troopers on the battlefield. He also stepped up as a commander, leading troops into combat with confidence, even though he didn't have nearly the experience of the older, battle-tested Jedi. But this confidence would cause him to challenge an enemy with way more experience than he had. During a mission to capture Newt Gunray at Grievous's lair, Veb wanted to fight Grievous alone, but Fisto warned he wasn't ready. When they tried to retreat, Grievous sealed the exits and trapped them. The clone troopers outside were attacked by Magna Guards who destroyed their shuttle, and Fisto's astromech barely escaped. Grievous then appeared via hologram, telling the trapped Jedi their time was up. Veb sensed danger just before the floor collapsed, killing one clone trooper, while Commander Phil survived by grabbing the wall with a cable. After they rescued Phil, Grievous sent his pet Rogwart, Gore, to attack them. The beast proved difficult to kill. It grabbed Phil with its tail and slammed him repeatedly against the ground. Veb and Fisto fought desperately, eventually killing Gore, but Phil died from his injuries. Devastated and angry, Veb swore revenge on Grievous. Fisto reminded him that revenge wasn't the Jedi way, but Veb argued the war had changed everything. Fisto quietly replied that it wasn't the rules that had changed, it was Veb. Veb and Fisto hid as Grievous passed, discovering the exit to the control room. But Grievous's medical droid spotted them and sealed the door, separating the 2 Jedi, trapping Fisto inside, and leaving Veb outside alone, who had told his master that he could hold the ruthless Grievous off. Veb killed 3 Magna Guards before facing Grievous in a lightsaber duel. As they struggled, Grievous suddenly extended a 3rd arm, pulled out a blaster, and shot Veb 3 times in the abdomen. Veb fell, mortally wounded. Fisto could only watch helplessly from the control room, collapsing in grief. Adi Gallia was born on Coruscant to prominent Republic diplomats, growing up surrounded by high society and politics. Despite this privileged upbringing, she was identified as Force-sensitive and recruited into the Jedi Order. During her training at the Jedi Temple, Gallia would often sneak out to explore Coruscant, from its lowest depths to the wealthy upper levels where her family lived. This gave her a unique understanding of life across all social classes. Before 32 BBY, she lost her first lightsaber on a mission and replaced it with a new one she used for the rest of her life. After the Battle of Geonosis, the Jedi Council assigned missions across the Outer Rim, including sending Mace Windu to investigate Hisrich and authorizing protection for Senators Amidala and Chuchi on Stagak. As the Clone Wars escalated, the Senate passed the Jedi Military Integration Act, making Jedi officers in the Grand Army. Gallia became a Jedi general and stayed on Coruscant to help Yoda coordinate military strategy with Chancellor Palpatine. When Republic intelligence discovered a separatist droid factory on Thule, Gallia and Yoda assigned 3 young Jedi Knights, Josk Navar, Tualan Yaluna, and Iskat Akaris, to sabotage it. In the Jelani Garden atop the temple, Gallia briefed them on the mission: infiltrate the factory, sabotage it quietly, and gather intelligence on other separatist facilities. She explained they couldn't simply bomb it due to its heavy armor and the need to avoid large-scale destruction. The mission required stealth, limiting them to 1 company of clone troopers under Captain Spider. Gallia appointed Nevar as team leader and reminded them that the mission aligned with Palpatine's strategic priorities. In early 19 BBY, Adi Gallia volunteered to help Obi-Wan Kenobi hunt down the Sith brothers Darth Maul and Savage Opress, who had been terrorizing the Outer Rim and killing Jedi. Gallia had mourned Qui-Gon Jinn's death at Maul's hands 13 years earlier and wanted justice. Following a distress call to the Cyblock transfer station, they learned that 2 Zabraks had stolen a fortune in untraceable credits. Superintendent Snug's description of red lightsabers confirmed it was Maul and Opress. The Jedi traced the stolen ship to the Surtar sector, specifically to Florum, a pirate haven controlled by Hondo Ohnaka. Upon arrival, they discovered Maul and Opress had recruited some of Hondo's pirates and threatened his base, creating a mutiny. When they contacted Hondo, he angrily blamed Kenobi for past losses, but agreed to deal with his rebellious crew while the Jedi focused on stopping the Sith. Gallia piloted their shuttle down to Florum to confront the brothers. Gallia and Kenobi landed on a ridge above Hondo's base, where the pirates were fighting each other. Maul and Opress spotted them and climbed up to fight. After Kenobi taunted Maul about allying with pirates, both sides ignited their lightsabers. The duel began with Maul attacking both Jedi, while Opress focused on Gallia. Though she fought skillfully and evaded his strikes, the battle eventually pushed them over the canyon's edge, separating the Jedi. Gallia held her ground at first, but Opress's relentless attacks overwhelmed her defenses. She tried to kick his knee to disable him, but it had no effect. He threw her into a wrecked ship with the Force, then charged and impaled her with his head horns. As Kenobi watched helplessly, Opress drove his lightsaber through Gallia's back, killing her. Sifo Dyas was a human Jedi Master from the Cassandran worlds, trained at the Coruscant Jedi Temple and known for his precognitive abilities. A close friend of Count Dooku, he briefly served on the Jedi High Council before being removed for his extreme views. Convinced that dark times were coming and ignored by the Council, Sifo Dyas was manipulated by Hego Damask, secretly Darth Plagueis, and later by Darth Sidious, into believing the Republic needed a clone army. Acting in secret, he commissioned the Kaminoans to create it. After Dooku fell to the dark side as Darth Tyrannus, the Sith arranged Sifo Dyas' death to seize control of the clone project. His shuttle was shot down by the Pike Syndicate on Tyrannus' orders, and his body was recovered by the criminals. Tyrannus then erased Kamino from the Jedi archives. Official Republic records falsely reported that Sifo Dyas died in an accidental crash during peace negotiations, with details classified under the Chancellor's authority. Yaddle was born around 509 BBY and belonged to the same rare species as Yoda and Grogu. Discovered to be Force-sensitive, she was brought to the Jedi Temple, where she trained in the Jedi ways and eventually attained the rank of Jedi Master. A devoted scholar, Yaddle spent much of her time in the Jedi archives, though she also remained active in field assignments. During the High Republic era, Yaddle served as a special tutor to the youngling Sipatarko. Patient and compassionate, she stayed close to her student and turned everyday moments into lessons. When Tarko preferred practicing abilities she already excelled at, such as telekinesis, Yaddle emphasized the importance of training weaknesses as well, reminding her that true learning came from confronting what one did not yet understand. Yaddle served for a time on the Jedi High Council alongside her former Padawan, Oppo Rancisis. She also trained the Lasat Jedi Jaro Tapal, pushing him harder than any other mentor he had known. Tapal later kept copies of her scholarly theses. During the invasion of Naboo in 32 BBY, Yaddle was present when Qui-Gon Jinn reported to the Council that he had encountered a Sith. While many doubted his claim, Yaddle believed him. She later spoke with Count Dooku at the temple, urging caution rather than panic, while acknowledging the seriousness of a Sith's return. Yaddle also took part in the Council's evaluation of Anakin Skywalker. Though the Council initially refused to train him, they ultimately honored Qui-Gon's dying wish. After the Battle of Naboo, Yaddle chose to withdraw from active leadership and stepped down from the Jedi High Council. After Qui-Gon Jinn's death, Yaddle grew suspicious when Dooku refused to attend his funeral. She followed him and discovered his alliance with Darth Sidious. Yaddle tried to redeem Dooku, urging him to turn back, but he claimed it was too late. They dueled, and Dooku killed Yaddle, an act that completed his fall to the dark side and led him to become Darth Tyrannus.